What topic would you like us to research? A search for information on Carl Linsky has been initiated. What other topic would you like us to research? A search for information on Detective Clements has been initiated. What other topic would you like us to research? A search for information on Sylvia Linsky has been initiated. What other topic would you like us to research? Thank you for using the American Information Database. Goodbye.
The only pet I've ever had. His name is Raymond. The Colonel told me this book was for idiots, but I found these words of wisdom to be both inspiring and instructive. My office having only a single exit is just one of the several fire code violations that made this place extremely reasonable.
It doesn't sound like a very promising start.
Well, like I said, I was running out of cash fast and was pretty desperate for a case. I knew Detective Clements and figured I'd pay her a visit. The only problem was she and the Colonel were pretty tight, and like I told you, I'd gotten the Colonel in some trouble not long before.
Get out!
You busy?
If it isn't Tex Murphy. Sold out any fellow PIs lately?
I guess you heard about the little tiff I had with the Colonel. You know it's bad form to engage in malicious gossip.
We had a drink together a couple of nights ago. He said if I saw you, to be sure and tell you to go to hell.
You broke the law. You of all people should appreciate what I did.
Officially speaking, you should have turned the Colonel in. Off the record, I wouldn't trust you to walk my dog.
Okay, it's your loss. I've always been good with dogs. As a kid, I wanted to become a vet. Veterinarian?
I wish you had. Then we wouldn't be having this conversation. You know, the last thing I need is some pansy PI wasting my time.
Well, you know, I'd be willing to trade a nice shoulder rub for some information.
Give me one good reason why I should do any favors for you.
Listen, I just went into business for myself, and I'm kind of relying on people like you to help me out.
All right, Murphy. You're just lucky you caught me in a charitable mood. But be quick about it. Six witnesses saw Linsky take the dive. Their stories matched up and they all checked out.
And they all ID'd Linsky.
Not exactly. None of them were close enough to make an absolutely positive ID, but they described his general appearance, build, and clothing. Body wasn't found for a couple of days. Wasn't in the best shape when we fished it out of the bay, but we were able to make an identification using the personal effects found on the body. Coroner said the cause of death was drowning, no other injuries. though there was a scar back here. Linsky probably had surgery done recently. That's all. We didn't follow it up since it had nothing to do with his suicide. Standard stuff. Wallet, keys, and a suicide note neatly sealed in a Ziploc bag. I'd let you see it, but it's logged in as evidence. The handwriting, incidentally, was a 100% match. I'm willing to help you out because you're just getting started in the business. But don't abuse the privilege. As next of kin, she was notified and came in to identify her father's body. Didn't take it too well. One of the uniforms had to drive her home. The Colonel seems to think you've got the potential to be a good PI, once you wake up to reality and get your priorities straight.
So you're saying you're not going to take my case?
Well, I don't want to take your money if I can't help you.
Fine. Leave.
I'm just being straight up, okay?
If you won't help me, I can do what I can on my own. It certainly won't be the first time.
I charge $400 a day plus expenses.
I have $1,000. If you can prove it wasn't suicide, I'll give you $10,000 later.
It's a deal. Now you're gonna need to tell me everything you know so I can get started.
Oh, I will. Thank you, Tex.
Why don't you think your father would commit suicide?
He never would have considered it. He took good care of himself, and he often told me he was going to celebrate his 100th birthday by going skydiving.
Well, do you know anybody who'd want to see him dead?
No, no one. Everyone liked him. He was a kind man. I know the police confirmed that the note was in my father's handwriting, but it doesn't matter. I know it had to be a forgery. My father mentioned that he had had surgery performed, but he said it was minor and didn't say any more about it.
Detective Clements said you didn't pick up your father's personal effects.
I really don't remember much after they asked me to identify the body. An officer drove me home, and I haven't gone back.
Well, they won't release the personal effects to me, and I'm hoping I'll be able to go through them so I can see if there's any kind of lead.
When we're done, I'll go pick them up and meet you back here. She wasn't very friendly or helpful. I think she already made up her mind about my father's death. All I want to do is find out the truth about my father's death. I found a scrap of paper here with the address to your office written on it, no name. If my father didn't contact you, he must have gone to see someone else who works in your building. Before I came to see you, I checked the directory in the lobby, but didn't recognize any of the names.
After I finished talking to Sylvia, she gave me a spare key and said I was free to look around the house.
Oh, Sylvia was playing you like a kazoo.
Well, more like a game of trouble, as I began to realize when I started poking around Linsky's house. The note reads, Blackjack and Dominoes. I wonder who this Blackjack is. Sounds like a pirate. Unless, of course, it refers to the number 21. But how does 21 tie to the dominoes? Blackjack and dominoes, and 21 horizontally, vertically, and diagonal. Maybe Linsky had some code number if the dominoes were placed in a special order of 21 in all directions. I've never been a fan of dominoes. I figured that time wasted playing dominoes could be time well spent playing a rousing game of Parcheesi. I've never been a fan of dominoes. A light is flashing by the 4, the 9, and the 8. These three numbers are probably useful. A light is flashing by the 4, the 9, and the 8. These three numbers are probably useful. Sheesh, even I know you don't keep bananas in the fridge. There's always time for a new case. I wonder if this was for Linsky's personal use. If so, he may have had a little addiction. Looks like a half-finished letter. It appears Carl Linsky was about to dump someone named Dolores. Junk mail, catalog. Something on professional letterhead. This could be interesting. So Linsky signed a book deal and wasn't delivering the goods. The question is, why? I wonder if Linsky's little black book could be green. Looks like Linsky bookmarked the address for Dolores Lightbody. There are only 31 pieces on the chessboard. Seems like an odd number. Brand new cotton briefs. Larges, too. I wonder if I oughta... Nah. My deductive powers tell me that this ladder could lead to the attic. My mother still hasn't forgiven me for quitting piano lessons. Then again, she still refuses to believe the rumors about Liberace. Why would anyone keep something this handsome and ornamental hidden away in the attic? Oh, a bunch of neurology textbooks. Intriguing.
They're in my head. They're in my head. Get them out. Get them out. Get them out. They're in my head. Oh, get them out. Oh, get them out. I can't take it any longer. Get them out. Get them out.
What the hell was that all about? Looks like somebody was having fun with crayons. I wonder what Linsky did to this Blaine Warner person. Maybe he stole his tricycle. Locked. I'll need to find a little something before I can open this. This could be worth looking at. Sylvia Linsky's credit report. Looks like money management isn't one of her strong points. I hope this is just a space heater.